Learn English with your Instill.
Why is speaking English well important? Imagine you have a magic key that opens doors to new worlds, new friends, and fun adventures. That key is speaking English well. English is spoken in many places around the world. It helps people talk to each other, learn new things, and have better chances at jobs and school. If you can speak English well, you can share your ideas, make new friends, and understand more stories, songs, and movies. But don't worry. Learning how to speak English well isn't as hard as it might seem. You just need to know the best steps to take and practice a lot. Speaking English well can open many doors in life, from making new friends to getting better job opportunities. It's a skill that can bring people from different cultures together and make them understand each other better. But learning to speak English can be tricky for some people, especially when it comes to speaking clearly and explaining things in a simple way. In this, we will talk about the best ways to speak English well and explain ideas in a way that even a child can understand. 1. Why it's important to speak English well. English is one of the most spoken languages in the world. Whether you're traveling to another country, studying at a university, or working in a global company, knowing how to speak English well can make everything easier. When you speak English well, you can talk to people, share your thoughts, and understand what others are saying. This helps you learn new things, make friends, and build strong relationships. But speaking English well doesn't just mean knowing a lot of big words. It means being able to talk clearly and be understood by others. It's also about explaining things in a way that makes sense to people, even if they are young or don't know a lot about the topic. This is what we mean by explaining like a child, making your words simple, clear, and easy to understand. 2. How to speak English well. 8. Listen to English every day. One of the best ways to learn how to speak English well is to listen to it every day. You can listen to songs, watch TV shows, or listen to audiobooks in English. This helps you get used to the way words sound and how sentences are put together. It's like training your ears to understand English better. When you hear English spoken by native speakers, you learn how to pronounce words correctly and get a feel for the rhythm and flow of the language. Practice speaking out loud. To speak English well, you need to practice speaking out loud. Don't just read English silently in your head. Say the words out loud. You can practice speaking with a friend or family member who knows English, or even speak to yourself in front of a mirror. This helps you get comfortable using your voice to form English words and sentences. The more you speak, the easier it will become, and soon it will feel natural to talk in English. C. Learn new words and phrases. Knowing a lot of words is important, but knowing how to use them in the right way is even more important. When you learn new words, try to use them in sentences right away. Practice using new phrases and expressions to make your English sound more natural. You can use flashcards, write in a journal, or use language learning apps to build your vocabulary. Remember, You don't need to learn the biggest and most complicated words. It's more important to know simple words and use them correctly. D. Watch your pronunciation. When you speak English, people need to be able to understand what you're saying. Pronunciation is how you say words, and it's important to get it right. If you're not sure how to pronounce a word, you can look it up online or use a dictionary with audio features. You can also repeat words after native English speakers to practice. The better your pronunciation, the easier it will be for people to understand you. E. Use simple sentences. One of the best ways to speak English well is to use simple sentences. Long and complicated sentences can be hard for others to understand, especially if you're trying to explain something to a child or someone who is just learning English. Instead of saying, "I went to the store and I bought a lot of things including milk, bread, and eggs, and then I came back home," try saying, "I went to the store. I bought milk, bread, and eggs. Then I went home." Simple sentences are clear and easy to follow. 3. Practice makes perfect. The best way to get better at speaking English and explaining things clearly is to practice regularly. Talk to people, write in English, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Each time you practice, you get better, and soon, speaking English and explaining things like a child will become easier and more natural. 4. Final thoughts. Speaking English well and explaining things in a simple way are valuable skills that help you connect with others and share your thoughts and ideas. To speak English well, listen to English often, practice speaking, and learn new words. To explain things like a child, use simple words, break things into steps, give examples, and keep your explanations short. By doing these things, you will become better at speaking and explaining, and people will understand you easily. Remember, learning English is a journey, and the more you practice, the better you'll get.
Thanks for watching. Do like the video, share this to your friend, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.